All right, good morning. What is up, Team Zoot? My name is John Ferrell. Welcome to Ferrell Swim Tech. This is the live stream where I help you get faster at swimming through my 15 plus years of competition experience and over 12 years of coaching experience. I am a USA swimming certified coach, and I've been doing a lot more of the technique side. But I'm starting to get into the coaching aspect of it as well. What I've been doing over this year is been talking about drills. Now, remember, if you like this video, hit the like button. That'd be great. Give that button a little thumbs up or a little heart thing I've been seeing on the Facebooks. I will admit I've been streaming for a long time. I've been streaming since about 2016. But I do not do a lot of streaming on Facebook, so I don't know a lot of the Facebook streaming lingo. I've been on Facebook for about 3 years. But I only do this stream on Facebook. I don't do my my standard nightly stream on here. Sorry. As I say, I filmed this thing at about 5:27 a.m. at filming this. So yeah, I do apologize if I yawn. It's something that happens. So if you're on any of the other platforms like Rumble, Rumble is my newest platform that I stream on. So Ferrell Swim Tech is on Rumble as well as YouTube. And then Instagram and email, ferrellswimtech@gmail.com. Any questions whatsoever, send me emails. I have no problems answering emails. 100%. I see emails from the team periodically, and I have zero problems. So if you have any questions about swimming, you need any swimming help, the extent is actually giving you workouts and stuff. I don't really do that via email, but like any, gear questions, any idea questions, any, hey, this thing kind of hurts when I swim. What are some things that I can do? Also, for full disclosure, I do do this for free, for Team Zoot. Every once in a while, I'll get a nice little kickback every once in a while. Virtual lessons, virtual and in-person stroke technique lessons. So I do in-person lessons. I run them out of Glendora High School. If you live in Los Angeles County, Western San Bernardino County, Southern Ventura County, OC, North San Diego County. Basically, if you live any of those areas and you want in-person lessons, send me an email, ferrellswimtech@gmail.com. If you live outside of those areas and you want a lesson, send me an email because we can do it virtually. If you look at ferrellswimtech@gmail.com or YouTube, Ferrell Swim Tech, and Rumble, Ferrell Swim Tech, you will see lots of people that I have done virtual stroke technique lessons for. So that is also a free service. I do ask for donations. Donations go help my triathlon efforts as well as buy my children milkshakes. So that's all the shilling out of the way. So let's get to the topic at hand. Oh, hold on before I do that one second. Sorry. I was like crazy sick last Thursday. I literally did not get out of bed all day long except for like maybe 5 minutes at a time. Yeah, Thursday was not a good day for me. But I'm back minus a little bit of the sinus good stuff. So I'll have to mute the audio temporarily to take care of it in a very disgusting way. That's not great for audio. So yeah. All right. Let's get to it. Drills. Okay. So the way I've been crafting these drills, like what drill do I talk about when, is I've been thinking a lot about kind of a progression of drills. Um, because my assertion is I believe a lot of people do not thoroughly and in an in-depth fashion explain why these drills are what they are, and not only what they are, why they exist, and not only why they exist, how to legitimately integrate it into your stroke. What are the next logical steps after doing drills? Because the problem that I see is that lots of times they'll say, oh, do 12, do 12 25s of drill. And then people will do the 12 25s of drill. Okay, main set, let's go. I think a different approach needs to be done for drills. Um, and like I said, there's some that may say, well, this coach does this coach does that. I think a little differently. I am what they call an odd duck. I'm a strange guy. So I look at things a little bit differently than a lot of traditional coaches do. And this is based off of my observations of things that I've seen on the internet, things I've seen from my own coaches, and quite honestly, things I've seen from USA Swimming, their coaching training materials. USA Swimming offers these little courses that kind of help you get into coaching. It's basically like if you have a very minimal knowledge of competitive swimming, it can get you up to the point where you'd be a decent like softball coach. Like let's say anyway, my two daughters are starting softball again, and yay. Okay, so drills. So we've talked about sculling. Okay, so let's kind of go through the drills that we've gone through so far and kind of explain why they're significant and why I'm teaching you these drills. I'm sharing these drills the way I am. So sculling is a drill that is admittedly a little rough to do, especially if you're new to the sport of swimming. And the reason why is because it requires that you have a command of the feel of water. Now, a lot of things you're going to hear from people is, oh, you just got to feel the water. Just feel the water, man. You just got to, go with the flow. It's like, yeah, it's hippy-dippy bullcrap, but honestly, it's true. It's the only way to explain it, because the feel of the water really helps you understand the rules of the water. So how does water behave? How do you move the water? How do you apply pressure to the water? And learning how to be proficient in sculling will greatly accelerate this knowledge, because it's forcing you to move your arms in an unnatural way and generate pressure on the water and channel that water to move it behind you by moving it in an unnatural way. Because everyone thinks, oh, I just move my arms like a paddle wheel and the water goes backwards. Not necessarily. You may be able to do that, but that's a very inefficient way of doing it. More efficiently is to be able to grab that water like it's a solid object and, push yourself forward by planting your hand on that object. Okay. So then from there, we went to doggy paddle drill. Okay. Doggy paddle drill is where you grab the water, push it back to about halfway, then shoot your hand back forward. So this drill takes the feel of the water, the stiff arms that you should have been working on with the sculling drill, and it forces. Sorry. Give me one second. So the doggy paddle takes the stiff arms from the sculling and works on that first portion of that pull. So that was doggy paddle. And then after that, it's going to be fingertip drag. Why do we talk about fingertip drag? We talk about fingertip drag because we want to finish the pole with our arm straight back. Our elbow is at the 3 o'clock position. Then we want to bring our elbow up to the 12 and then all the way forward. So what that's doing is that's helping to correct this. Pull, cock it, bring it forward. I see that a lot, and that really brings a lot of issues on the hand entry. So then that brings us to today's drill, the salute drill. Typically, the salute drill is used in a very similar fashion as the fingertip drag drill. So then instead of dragging the fingers across the water, what you're doing is you're coming from here to forward, okay? So typically it's done as an extension of the fingertip drag drill. I'm going to take it in a different direction today, okay? So I'm going to teach you a tweaked version of the salute drill, okay? So we're going to be focusing on two separate issues here. Issue one is hand placement into the water, okay? So last week, so there's a very big difference of what we're talking about here. So last week, what we wanted to do was we wanted to skim our fingers all the way across the water until our arm was flat over the water, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to add the salute drill, and we're going to do this as a next bridge point. So the next bridge point is getting our arm up to 90, taking a quick sec to prepare. Okay, so typically when you do the salute drill, I like to have my thumb extended, so then my thumb rests on the temple here. There's people that say just keep the hand right here, like right next to your body. I just like to do this because this gives me a nice solid stop point, and then you're going to stop here. Your elbow is right at about 90, and you're going to have your hand extended, okay? You're going to be here, and then as you bring your hand forward, you're going to dip it into the water and pull back here, okay? So typically so that's kind of what we're going for. So we're going from the elbow at 90, we're taking a sec to collect ourselves, and then we're going to focus on the hand entry and extension, all right? So couple things with this drill, okay? This drill will be done in a catch-up fashion. So we'll talk about the catch-up drill one of these days. Catch-up drill is not necessarily one of my favorites. It has its uses. But the reason why it's not one of my favorites is because I see a lot of people doing catch-up, anyway, and remember, I'm doing a half pull because I have a chair. Normally I'd be all the way back here, but just for this explanation. There you go. I can use words at 5:40 in the morning. Okay, so when you pull, okay, you're gonna pull, come up to here, come all the way forward and pull and extend here, pull and extend here, pull and extend, okay? So that's basically what the drill looks like. You know what? I'm very positive I'm going to get to the pool tonight. Please, Ferrell Swim Tech on Instagram. I will post a video of this drill tonight, okay? So let me kind of explain what the salute drill, what is your mentality for the salute drill? So number one, we're going to talk about hand entry. So let's talk about that for a second, all right? So the majority of people that I see, they do one of two things, okay? So they put their hand in right next to their head, okay? So the hand entry goes about here, okay? And then they push down and out, okay? So in order to get the hand in the water here, okay, they push down, and just you see kind of that you can't really extend unless you pop that shoulder underwater and shove that hand forward, okay? So this motion is actually pushing you backwards, okay? A lot of people, especially if you're in the 145 to 2-minute range, this is very, very common. Very common. Putting the hand right next to the face and then pushing forward here, okay? So your hand entry is literally right at your face, and then you push underwater and then push that hand forward, okay? So this motion is pushing water forward, which makes you go backwards, okay? That is one of the things that is actively slowing you down. And this drill in addition to fingertip drag will really help correct this mechanic, because it forces you with fingertip drag. Our elbow is at 90 or 3 o'clock, not 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Okay? So then you grab it again. So now what we're doing is we're bringing our elbow up, bringing our elbow forward, and entry. All right? So you're looking right about here to enter, okay? So what you can do on dry land is put your hand here, 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 as the elbow's coming over, okay? So you want this position to start, okay? You're going to want this position to start. So this is what it looks like. Elbow is nice and high. You see my elbow is right about vertical, okay? So elbows here. Elbows here. Hand, your thumb extended right at the temple of your head, okay? So then what this does is this puts your hand in just about the right angle in order for it to enter the water and extend. Okay, so you see this difference? The difference is when your hand enters here and extends, okay, that's the pushing motion that we're talking about. As opposed to the elbow is high, elbow comes over, hand enters the water, and you extend, okay? So the hand, fingers in line with wrist, in line with elbow at all times, okay? You don't flop here, you don't flop here. Keep that hand nice and enter. Nice, keep those fingers nice and extended from the forearm, okay? So then we're going to be here, hand at temple, push, bring the elbow forward, keep the arm extended there. All right? There you go. So now that's the first part. The first part is the hand entry. We'll get back on the bench in a few minutes and we'll go over that a little bit easier. So then the next part is actually the extension, okay? So the extension's a little bit of a tricky one to explain because there's a lot of different ways that people like to teach this. If you scan all over Facebook, I see people that teach swimming in a manner that makes me cringe. Big time, and it physically wounds me when I see people teaching a very elongated stroke. There's one person in particular that has Facebook ads freaking everywhere. He puts up all these ads about this miraculous low tempo swimming stroke, and it's just I'm just like, oh, this doesn't work. That doesn't work for 90% of people. Like, literally, that is a very niche stroke. And legitimately, that stroke is for like 100% full distance Ironman people that just simply want to conserve energy, and marathon swimmers. That's it. That stroke is not practical legitimately for any distance other than a 4,000 or a 5K swim or any of those stupid long distance swims. That stroke is just not practical. It doesn't work. It's too slow. But you can make it go faster. Yeah, if you're already at like a 110 per 100, yeah, Yeah, you can be very efficient with your arm pulls, but the average person is not that efficient with their arm pulls. And in order to gain that kind of efficiency, trust me, from a guy who's been there, that's going to take a buttload of time in the pool. You don't have a buttload of time in the pool, okay? I'm trying to teach you a stroke that will actually get you faster in a relatively short amount of time. Granted, you do the dry land. Granted, you do, there are some stipulations to that. But this is stuff that I truly feel like will benefit you a lot faster rather than some pie in the sky. Oh, well, this is the most efficient. Yeah, for crazy people. Yeah. So okay. So hand extension. How long do you do the hand extension? Not very long. Grab, pull. Okay, you don't want to extend the arm for very long. I know some websites, specifically this came up in one of my online technique reviews, where I mentioned the person extended his arm too long, and then he said, well, I went through this website and they said that I should be doing this, and I'm like, well, the problem is you got a massive dead spot, dude, and unfortunately your arm pull strength does not overcome the amount of drag you're exerting on the water through a dead spot of a arm extension, okay? It's not working for you. You do not have a strong enough pull. You need the faster pull cadence in order for it to work. And also, this guy's pull cadence was redonkulously slow. It was way too slow. Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It just remember, everyone. Quick physics lesson. Speed in the water is a function of pressure. Pressure is a function of strength. Strength is a function of force over an area. Pressure is a force over an area. You don't have a lot of force on the water, you're not pushing with a lot of pressure. And if you don't add acceleration to that, you're not going to get more force on the water. I'm sorry, it doesn't work. It does not work in a physics realm. So it just, none of it works. Okay, you gotta have some speed on your arms, and you cannot have dead spots. If you have dead spots in your stroke, you're just wasting time. You're wasting acceleration, and you're going to make yourself go slower, okay? Now, I'll admit, I have certain gears. When I swim distance events, I typically like to have certain gears. I teach, I swam the 500 freestyle basically from, I very seriously competed in the 500 freestyle from sophomore year of high school all the way until I graduated from college. I also swam the 1,000 and the mile. I know distance race strategies very well. You have different gears, and your stroke will actually modify depending on which gear you're in. There is a long gear. I go strong, long, build, fast. That's typically my 200 and 500 gears. Excuse me. So in the long gear, you actually do kind of reach and elongate and rest a little bit longer, and then you grab the water. Now, that is a very much so race-specific strategy. Also could be a tempo strategy. But for the purposes of truly learning and understanding freestyle, I very much so recommend a zero glide approach. Do not spend a lot of time gliding, just because it fosters really bad habits, okay? It fosters bad habits. It fosters dead spots. It does not benefit you to train with elongated strokes unless you're specifically swimming a 2,000. If you're swimming 50s and 100s, do not worry about elongating your stroke. Okay, so that's enough about that. So with our drill, with our extension, what we're going to be focusing on is having our hand parallel to the water, a couple inches under the water. Okay. Now, I will openly admit, those of you that have seen my series before, there has been a change in this in my thinking. A fair amount of this is thanks to my time at the Tri-Dot Pool School early last year. And a full disclosure, I was looking to be a coach for pool school. Just right now in my life, that is not something that will work for me in terms of schedule. Maybe someday in the future I'll join the pool school team. But as of right now, it's just not in the cards. So when you so but one thing that was really good that they worked with me on is typically I like to kind of bring the hand up to the surface, because my thought process is if you're here, you kind of have a down degree of the water and that shunting water down. So this does two things. Number one, it provides just a little bit more lift. The other thing too is that it helps promote keeping your body nice and straight by actually kind of emphasizing coming up. So any drag forces are shunting in a downward fashion. So instead of, my thought was if your hand is underwater, you're going to create yourself more drag. The further your arm gets under the water, you see kind of this angle that it's going. So it's pushing against my arm, and it will ricochet. The water molecules will ricochet off my arms and go in an upward trajectory. That's producing sink. That's pushing your body down. So we obviously want to avoid that. So by bringing your arm up, this is my old way of thinking, okay? This reduces the amount of drag, and also when you do the hand catch first, this is what we worked on with the doggy paddle drill. So when you catch here, your hand's going to come in alignment anyway, so it doesn't matter if the fingertips are a couple inches up more towards the surface or down. Now, I do understand those that do have shoulder issues, this would be a little rough for you. So I've always said, okay, just push the arm down just a little bit. But with this drill, what I really want to focus on is the clean entry into the water, and then extending and keeping that hand a couple inches down underwater. So what we're wanting to do, and I'll show this on the bench. We're going to move to the bench in a minute. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend our arm out, going to have it be finger, elbow, shoulder. Everything is going to be in line as we're moving on to the next one. And I want you to keep that hand out here, and I want you to start learning and being disciplined in kicking with the arm out, okay? There's going to be a progression. There's actually going to be a legitimate progression with this drill. The salute drill, like I said, it has a lot of uses, and I'm going to be using it in a couple different ways than veterans of swimming may have even heard of this. I've been coming up with ideas of things to really help solidify certain pieces of technique, and this is one of them. Okay, so we're going to head to the bench, and I'll show you what this looks like in a more prone position. So give me a second, I'll make the switch. All right. So let's get back to the bench. Okay. So with the salute drill. Okay, so here's what we're doing. So basically, I'm just going to go one arm for now. So we're going to have our hand out here. We're going to do our pull. Okay? Extend the hand all the way to the back. Same idea. My thumb is hitting my ankle, okay? So I'm going to rotate on my side a little bit. So what we're going to do, 9 o'clock or 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock, okay? 12 o'clock, elbows in the air, thumb is extended, thumb is resting on the temple. Okay, pause here for about a second. Okay, then after the pause, what you're going to do is you're going to bring the elbow from the 12 o'clock to the 9 o'clock position. So 12 o'clock and then 9 and extend. Okay, so the hand is going to be rotated towards the inside. Your elbow is going to be in line with your hand, in line with your shoulder. Your hand's going to be your shoulder, arms should be just about in line with your shoulder. Shoulder should be rotated underwater, and then the rotated shoulder will be in line with your hand. Okay, so let's kind of go over that again. So you're here. So you can do this. You can do this on land just like this, and this will help you kind of understand the motion of what you're doing. So you're going to be on your side. I mean, you can even do it on the floor in a yoga mat. Just this part. So hand is back, fingers pointed backwards, elbow comes up to 12, thumb to temple. Relax here. Okay, breathe, and then rotate and reach forward. Okay, so remember, the idea is the extension so the drill from last week was we just went from here to here to here. Okay, that's it. Just a flat elbow up, elbow forward, elbow up, elbow forward. Okay, forward, back. Okay, so you can do this on your floor at home. So you can be here, kind of rotate to one side just a little bit for comfort, and then you're going to bring your elbow up and then back, up, forward, up, back, up, forward. Okay, that's actually a really good dry land drill. So when you're bringing it up, the difference is you're going to stop here, okay? And then as that elbow comes forward, you're going to rotate, put the hand in the water, come forward. So your hand is going to want to be about this far away from your face. As I showed earlier, lots of people bring their hand in here and then push down and forward. It's this motion that's pushing the water forward, okay? That's why putting your hand in the water right here is really bad. That's why we'll want to keep the elbow up, extend it forward, and then put the hand in the water right about here, okay? Something that pool school, that Tri-Dots pool school would explain, and this is actually a really good analogy, so I am giving full credit to them. Think about putting your hand in the glove right here, and then extending the glove forward, okay? They actually kind of have you, use a glove. I'm not going to make you do that. So we're here, elbow comes up, comes forward, hand goes in the water, extend the arm forward here. Pull again, shoulder rotated, hand up, pause, elbow forward, extend. Okay? So, now, how does this look like with two arms? Okay, now notice I'm not going to be rotating that much because I don't want to fall. So you got one hand here, okay? So you're going to pull. You're going to do this catch-up style, okay? So you're going to come here and pull here and pull here and pull here, okay? So that's how the drill is going to look like when you're doing it, okay? So typically what this looks like without the catch-up is you extend the arm forward, you're coming here, pull here, pull. Actually, no, that's like stupid awkward. Now, only do this drill with the catch-up, okay? All right, we're only doing this drill with the catch-up. Because if you pause the arm mid-recovery, it totally screws up the timing of the pull, and that's really awkward. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to do this drill with the catch-up only, okay? So both arms here. Take your pull. Come up here and pull here and pull here and pull here and then back to forward. Okay? So that is what the drill looks like. We're going to shift it back. Look. All right. So, okay. So that's how the drill is done. Yeah, we'll that's basically the whole explanation of the drill. So we're going to talk about how to implement the drill in a workout. Okay. So this is going to be, this one's going to be a little bit different. This one's going to be a little different because we're actually going to integrate. So you can do this a couple different ways. If you really need to work on your hand entry, if you need to work on your hand, so two massive problems with two massive problems with freestyle that this drill can be used to help with drills that we've had in the past. So film yourself, please. Watching yourself on film, I've had people film themselves and they say, I actually watched myself and my gosh, I look pathetic. Wow, I do this wrong, this wrong, this wrong. I'm like, that's okay. All right. It's really good to know and understand what you do. You know, what do you do? And then having the mental acuity to look at what you're doing and saying, okay, I know exactly what he's talking about now. I see myself doing whatever bad swimming things. And if you can visualize and see exactly what you're doing, when you're in the water, it becomes a lot easier to perceive what you're doing, why you're doing it, and being able to fix it, okay? So this drill can be used on its own, all right? However, if you want maximum effect for this drill, I recommend it pairing with one of the other two drills, one of two of the drills that we've done so far. Oh, yeah. Sculling should be due if you're under 130 per 100. I highly recommend you add sculling as a part of your warm up every single time. Whether it's just sitting and sculling on the steps, just kind of getting yourself ready to go. You're just kind of getting used to the pool. Getting warm. Getting your mind into it. It's just something you can do sitting down. Okay, you can sit down and you can scull sitting down and just gently move water backwards. Okay, I actually do this with my kids all the time as a part of our warm up. Sorry. So then that leaves doggy paddle drill and fingertip drag drill. So if you have problems where you extend your arm and then you push the arm down, that's very, very common. You push that hand straight down and then pull, either a full-blown half moon pull or you push it straight down and then you grab it. You're going to want to pair the salute drill with the doggy paddle drill. So what you're going to do is you're going to do these as kind of 75 blocks, okay? I very much so recommend when you do drill work, you sprinkle in some normal swimming. So you kind of go A-B compare. Do the drill, do a little swim. Do a little drill, do a little swim. Do a little drill, do a little swim. I recommend doing at least a 25 for the drill. I don't recommend going halfway with a drill because doing the 25 gives you enough repetitions to where you can kind of solidify it in your head. If you only go halfway, you basically don't have enough repetitions, and then you get into the freestyle and you didn't practice the drill enough. So I recommend, if you know you have an issue of just pushing the hands down a long time, what you're going to want to do is you're going to do sets of broken 75s. I recommend at least 6 broken 75s, if not 8 broken 75s. So what you're going to do is you're going to start with doggy paddle drill, okay? Doggy paddle drill is where you work on grabbing the water, pulling halfway, pushing forward, grab back, push forward, grab back, okay? So that's really going to work on extending the hand underwater and finish your extension about 2 inches underwater, okay? Do this drill right, and it will really, really help you. So then grab the water, pull it to here, scoot it back forward, okay? So doggy paddle drill for the first 25, okay? So then you're going to do the salute drill for the second 25, okay? So you're going to come to here, come, reach forward, extend. Now, after the extension, do the doggy paddle drill for a full pull, okay? So you're going to be, so you're here, you're going to do the doggy paddle motion, extend back, okay? And then come to here, and then reach forward, extend, doggy paddle drill on the other arm, okay? So what we're doing is we're building a base here, okay? And we're really gonna hardcore tackle 2 massive problems at the same time. Massive problem number 1, pushing the hand all the way down. Massive problem number 2, getting that elbow extended and reaching, okay? So for the doggy paddle, we're reaching underneath the water. With the salute drill, we're reaching over the water and getting a correct hand entry. So this way, you're building from doggy paddle, and then, so doggy paddle has 0 arm recovery over the water, and then you're adding the arm recovery and you're focusing on that hand entry and extension, which we extended on the doggy paddle, but now we're actually putting it in the water correctly. And then the third 25 of the broken 75 is going to be the full stroke, and you're going to work on putting it all together, okay? So doggy paddle, salute drill, swim a full 25, swim full stroke for a 25. Doggy paddle, salute drill, swim that for a full 25, okay? So this is what I'm talking about here. This is ways that you're using drills in terms of building up an actual legitimately viable stroke, and you're working on integrating this into your workouts, because you do 7 to 8 75s. 8 75s is 3, 6. That's 1,200 yards. Okay, that's 1,200 yards. You swim 8. That's gonna be, numbers are hard. 15, 150, 300, 450. Actually, hold on. Math is hard, okay? Math is hard at 6 o'clock in the morning. 150, 300, 450, 600. Okay, so if you swim 875s, that's 600 yards. That's a good chunk of a standard, mile-long workout, So then that's 875s gives you 650 yards. And that's 650 yards that you are hyper-focused on really trying to get your stroke better, okay? This is why I very much so recommend people really work on stroke technique, and it is viable to work on stroke technique during your practices and still get a high amount of yardage and really do some significant thought and preparation and learning of the drills, because I view people do drills as a throwaway. I do not believe that's a good idea, because you can actually integrate these drills into your work. And if you're swimming to 145 to 2 minute pace, you're not going to swim that much slower. You're not going to swim that much slower doing these drills. And by the way, if you're really having issues keeping your legs afloat, I recommend throwing on a pull buoy or using fins. If you use fins, I very much so recommend you up the amount of yardage that you do in order to compensate for the fact that you're wearing fins. So if you're doing fins, I recommend you do anywhere between 8 to 10 75s, broken 75s for this drill. This just compensates for the fact that you will be going faster, so you'll be able to go longer, so you can have more time in order to actually work on this. Well, the other thing too is, since you're going to be using fins to kick, you're going to be able to move a longer period of time, so you're going to want more yards in order to really practice and get this drilled into your system. So the broken so that broken 75 is for this problem. Now, if you have a huge problem going like this, where you pull, you bring your elbow back, get your arm parallel to the water, and then push your arm forward that way, because I've seen people to where they come here, and then they push their arm all the way over the water. If you have this problem and you can't really do a high elbow recovery, but you do this problem, what I recommend is doing the broken 75s and pairing it with the, our pairing tonight. I'm sorry, I don't drink wine. I don't know what I'm talking about here. My drink of choice is chalky milk. So if you have a problem with the recovery where the hand is in line with the elbow, and you don't have a high elbow recovery, you're then going to want to pair it instead of doing the doggy paddle drill, you're going to do the fingertip drag drill. So you're going to do 25 fingertip drag, 25 salute, 25 swim, 25 fingertip drag, 25 salute, 25 swim. So the progression here is we're bringing the elbow up and over, exclusively over the water. No hand entry until the hand is nice and flat on the water. So that's for the fingertip drag. So then salute drill, we're going to take that high elbow that we just worked on and add the hand entry, okay? And then we're going to do the normal swim, working on bringing that all into one motion, rather than stopping here, then bringing it forward. So these are the different ways that we're going to be thinking here at Ferrell Swim Tech over the course of this year. So I'm going to give you an entire arsenal of drills that you can use during your practices. And if you meaningfully take these drills and integrate them into your workouts, you will get a much more bang for your buck for your swim workouts. Because I know and understand a lot of y'all's, you get maybe 1, 2, 3 sessions a week at the pool. It's hard. And it's hard to progress in swimming if you only have that much time in the pool. If you truly want to progress in swimming, you will swim 5 days a week. Hands down, no questions asked. That's basically, you look at anything that has to do with anything on water, they will always say 100% you have to do it more. Like, I want to get better at surfing. I do want to get better at surfing, but every video I've seen, they're just like, dude, you got to figure out how to get to the surf more. You can't get better surfing only one time a month. You just can't. And I'm just like, well, I'm screwed. I've actually seen a guy that does pop-up drills with taping out his board on it. So I might actually tape out my 8-foot board and start working on some pop-up drills. So this summer, if I actually do get to go surfing, I'll be a lot better with a pop-up, because I suck at pop-ups. That's what kills me. So anyway, enough about surfing. So I hope these drills are helping you. If they are helping you and you actually got this far in the video, thank you very much. I know I tend to over-explain things a little bit, but I feel like I've been receiving some nice responses on the Team Zoot Facebook page when I've asked for comments on the stuff and how things are going so far. I'm very appreciative of everyone that watches these videos. I see these get about 600, anywhere between 600 to 1,000 views per week. So thank you very much. I don't think they get near that much on the YouTube page, but sincerely, recommend your friends. Send this link to your friends. I do believe these the team stuff here on Team Zoot is easily shareable. If you have friends that are struggling with swimming, share these videos with them. We greatly appreciate it. Also, if you have friends that they talk about, getting someone to look at their stroke, send them my email, ferrellswimtech@gmail.com. I literally do these videos for anybody. I haven't done a video for a couple weeks now. So if you have anyone that you know that wants to have me review their stroke, just send them the email. Yeah, so that's about it. Oh, by the way, I'm looking to partner with a mobility routine app. I'll get you that information once I do. I'll have a special code for a sign up, and for if you use that at sign up, you will get a small discount, and I will get a small commission. So that'd be fantastic. And I've been using it, and it's really making a big difference. I haven't used it in the past couple of days because I haven't been training that much, but I'm definitely going to get back into the routine tonight. I will get you more information once that whole thing is officially official. Hopefully by next week, we'll get it done. So anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in. Hope to see you out I hope to be at Bayshore on February 26th. That is the next Team Zoot SoCal meetup. I am very much so hoping to get out there. We'll have to see how things go. Like I said, softball season starting up, and me being able to get out there is going to be a little bit of a chore. So I really hope to be out there. So anyway, keep training, everyone. Any questions, ferrellswimtech@gmail.com. Leave a comment below. I monitor the comments. So until later, my friends, keep training, and good night, Isaiah Norris, wherever you are. I'm out of here. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.